Hey, you guys, and welcome to American Culture. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about money. You see, I've been in the Uber lately just talking to people, and it's amazing how many of us can actually relate to this whole awakening experience. One of the centralized themes is that we all kind of want a little bit more money. But here's the thing, this is what I tell people: money is on a vibration, it's on a certain plane, it's in circulation, but you have to be on the same vibration of that currency. It has a frequency. Now, the thing is, you can't want money and have money. Those two things can't exist in the same space. And one principle kind of overrides it all is that God provides for our needs. And so, understanding that you need to have money to do things, your primary focus as a human should be, what do I need to be doing in order to need more money? Because if I'm doing something that requires more money, God will give me that. And I was telling the girl in the car today, ironically, her name was Alicia, spelled the exact same way. This is a conversation I had to have with myself, that it's not about the money. If you want, let's say, $1 million, then you should probably be working on something that's going to require $1 million. If you want $1,000, you should probably be working towards something that would require $1,000, and you have to believe in that. That way, that God can provide for you to do that thing that He has ordained you to do, but you have to be in the process of doing that. And so a lot of us, we recognize, we don't recognize that God pays us first in experience. He actually wants us to be able to gather effectively from our experiences. It's because this is where we start putting the pieces of what we're supposed to do together. And then once we have enough pieces of what we're supposed to do based off of the experiences that we're having, and we start to build something, then God starts to add into that. But again, all of that creativity is on a different frequency. That's where money resides. It resides in the frequency of creativity, and not on the one of consumerism. And consumerism is when all you're doing is thinking about wanting something as opposed to actively doing something that requires you to get it. So yeah, I hope that that makes sense for a lot of people out there. When it comes to money, it's on a frequency. It comes with being a creator. If you are in the mode of making things that require money, God will give you money to be able to do that. um Again, it's hard because I go to church, right? But we have been kind of brainwashed into feeling like if you talk about the prosperity that God gives, like realistically, if you just get in alignment with His will, He'll just start paying for stuff. Like, that's a real thing. It happens. But people, there's no way to tell somebody of the immense amount of work that it goes into getting to this level. And so it just sounds so, you could just snap your fingers and make this. You really can't. You have to go through that whole process of death and resurrection, becoming anew, walking in God's path, frequencies, all this other stuff, before you can even begin to understand that, yes, if I do what God wants me to do, He will provide great things for my life in order to be able to do that, to live out His purpose. And it's not prosperity, it's the truth. But again, it takes so much life experience to get to that understanding, that it just kind of gets lost in the prosperity shuffle, and people really miss out on the true meaning. Anywho, if you don't, it's a very beautiful thing. And God does, if you seek Him first, He'll add things to your life experience. And that's really all that we can ask for. So yeah, if you want more money, you need to be doing things that require you to need more money. So I'll tell you this last thing, because I had this conversation with the guy in the Uber. Uh, I told him, I said, you have all the money that you need right now. You don't need more money. And everybody that I've said that to has said, yeah, you're right. It's the truth. You don't need more money. You pay your bills and all this stuff is a little tight, but it happens. So I mean, if you wanted more money, you need to be doing things that require more money, or you can change the way that you view your self-worth, and that'll help you get there. But that's a different video for another day, you guys. I am gonna go walk the dog in this Florida heat. Have a blessed one, friends.